Hi, my name is Winsley, and welcome to my video reacting to the announcement trailer for Primal Fury, the third expansion for Age of Wonders 4. It's coming out on February 27th, which is less than a month away. I'm super excited to play around with some of the features coming with this DLC and the free expansion that I'm expecting to be released on the same day. They haven't announced what that one's called yet. In this video, we're going to be going over the screenshots that we get from this 20-second long clip and the information they released on Steam. There's quite a bit altogether, but let's just take a second to look at what we got here before we jump into the screenshots. Little guy. Lots of screenshots, very quick. Don't worry, we'll pause and take a look at them in a second. But there you go, February 27th, very soon. And yeah, there's a little bit of information about how you can get the expansion pass. I think that's a pretty good deal. And yeah, let's go over to basically the screenshots, and then we'll look at the things that we had on Steam shortly. So we'll start with the stuff right here, some of the stuff we saw at the end, which was the fact that we're going to be getting, I think, some new transformations. They mentioned on the Steam page that there's going to be new Lupine and Goat forms. Actually, you know what? This is probably that Lupine form, which is, I think, wolf-like, right? I think that's what Lupine means. And then we saw on the Steam page that there is somebody who looks a little bit like a Naga unit. I believe that was somewhere in here in the pictures that we get along with the details. I'm not too sure where in this, but it's cool because I really like the Naga. There you go. I really like the Naga in Age of Wonders 3 and the way they had that slip away ability. It made them like very efficient, and there was a fun way to get behind people's borders using the slip away mechanic. As you can see here, it looks like they have slip away because they have the Naga form, and there's some other things here like Mammoth Primal Communion, feytouched, which we don't know more about, but it's cool that they're starting to hint at these mechanics, these systems in the game. So once again, there was the Lupine and Goat form showed off a little bit on Steam, right? Yeah, and then you see a couple forms, uh, things that turn them into Nagas here, don't you? I didn't look that closely at the tomes yet. I figured we'd do that together because I wanted to get a video out relatively quickly. But yeah, we have, I think, Lupine forms. You can turn people into Naga using the transformations. This guy, I think, is a Naga. At first, I didn't recognize him, but he looks like this unit right here. Or it could be just a different helmet type that you can get from the culture. The new culture might have mounted support units. These are the screenshots that we got from the video, or that other people took, really. And they mentioned the 4 mounts in the Steam page right here. They say you got mammoths, elephants, sabertooths, and they actually show them off a little bit in detail. You can see some of the elephants, some of the sabertooths, some of the crocodiles in detail. Whereas in the stream, you only got a little screenshot of the crocodile on the map, on the main map. We saw this mammoth, this guy riding the mammoth in a battle right there. And after that, we have what I thought were maybe chimps or something that looks like the guys in Majora Mask. But people are saying that these guys might be nature gremlins in the Discord. I feel like compared to what we have here, maybe these are the pestilence crocodiles. They don't look much like crocodiles, do they? This could be something else entirely other than wildlife. This could be like a magic unit in the tomes that I haven't seen yet. We'll probably see more about that shortly. There's dire wolves. They look pretty cool. They look like maybe they've been empowered or enlarged through a transformation, but if not, then I can imagine these get very big, very ridiculous, and they're pretty funny to look at. People were saying they look like dire wolves, but wildlife units. I'm not seeing wolves in here. I think wolves was a unit type. It's hard to remember them all at the top of your head. There's this little snake guy, which I think is the maybe he's an infernal juggernaut. He looks kind of big, doesn't he? We have, I think, a saber-tooth there in action. Maybe somebody with a tail and goat legs. Is that what that is? I can't really tell from this angle. Maybe it's just a mounted unit like this guy, and it's like kicking its front legs in the air. Yeah, kind of maybe like the saber-tooth over here. That must be what we're looking at. All right, so in the Steam page, you can see a little bit of information about the Tome of Stormborne, which is going to give you Bounty of the Sea, probably allows you to get more income off of sea tiles. Naga form, it doesn't tell you exactly what that does. Stormbringer is a unit. Since this is a tier 4 unit, I would expect that to be, I think, a tier 4, tier 5 unit. The Stormbringer would be relatively high tier. Downpour will alter terrain to swamp if land, and it becomes downpouring for 3 turns, which we don't know more about just quite yet. I don't believe that information is on the Steam page or the trailer that we watched at the beginning here. We have Lightning Storm, which sounds like just damage over time. Stormport would be probably something to do with the seas, the oceans, and boats and cities, some kind of interaction there. It might like do damage to cities who have ports. You might have to target the port in order to do that. I don't think it would be a boost to your own benefit. It'd probably be a thing that hurts other players. So moving on to the next one, the Fae of the Mists. What's interesting here is these are both nature astral, which was something that was hinted at by Jordy. I think he said we might get like nature, yeah, nature culture, which they thought was I think they mentioned before that that just doesn't fit it well enough into the balance of the game. Nature would be like no society at all, right? So this is nature astral. Makes sense to me because in the lore of Age of Wonders, everything came from magic basically. So if you're going to go back to primal times, they're going to be using more nature and probably more magic, some kind of balance between the two. So once again, there's another thing in here about arcing weapons. Yeah, just use more lightning damage. Pretty good if you're fighting constructs. Next, we had the Fey mists. I have to imagine one of these is how you get the Fey. I think it was feytouched modifier on heroes. It says nature affinity +1. Yeah, the astral affinity +1. You can get feywater pond, so you can build something like a conduit. You can give Fey blessing, and then the rest here says something about a mistling. Oh, so that's what that thing was. The thing in the screenshot from earlier, the thing that I said looked like a chimp is a mistling, isn't it? Yeah, we'll put that in here for later so I don't forget. These guys are called mistlings, and they seem pretty cool. They seem like gremlins. Seem efficient here. It seems like they're gonna have a Fey trick, which will probably turn people around. They got decent armor, decent resistance. They're tier 3 unit with, it looks like just melee strikes. They're a skirmisher unit that inflicts random negative status effects. Pretty interesting. I think that could work well with the Chaos Eaters. Yeah, I like that idea. Um, we have Stabs of Mist, Fey Embrace, feytouched, and Lingering Mist. Okay, I changed my mind. I think the way they got the feytouched modifier now is probably a transformation that just makes everybody, I don't know, probably more resistant to nature or to magic damage and maybe able to travel through places that don't have roads more efficiently. I could see that making sense. Maybe they're floating. I think a lot of the Fey units in Age of Wonders could float. What else did they mention in here? They mentioned a glacial mammoth boon. This says you gain Rising Fury stack when attacking. It probably allows you to do more damage. At 5 stacks, these turn into Fury of the Glacial Mammoth, which gives you +4 frost damage, an extra chance to freeze, 30% base chance to freeze, and each attack removes a stack of Fury of the Glacial Mammoth. So I think you'd want that on single attacks. You wouldn't want that on repeating attacks because that would get rid of your charges relatively quickly. Is there anything else? There's some picture of the new culture's city right here. You can see that it looks like it's, yeah, it's like made out of fabric or something. I guess kind of like a teepee, right? That's a neat little design. There was some mention in other places about how we're going to get a new bounty mechanic in the update, the free update. They're going to change necromancy, and I don't know if they're going to add new events, but I would kind of expect it. There may be one or two things that I missed in here. Right, there's a new story realm, Storm Wreathed Isles. Sounds kind of cool. I'll have to give that a try. They have a new interface, which sounds awesome. It's going to have flowers on the interface. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything that I saw today after the announcement video. I'll see you around. Have a good one.